Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the weekly MMA Cycles Market Update. This is your host, Gianni DePoce, and it's great to be back with you on this Friday. We had an interesting week in market. Stocks rallied to new multi-month highs, but then it reversed, forming what could turn out to be an important high. And this potential high, occurred during a pretty intense period of geocosmic activity. So we had an opposition between the Sun and Saturn on Sunday, the 14th of August, the same day that Mars formed a trine to Pluto. And then later in the week on the 18th, we saw Venus trine Jupiter. So these are pretty smooth aspects, with the exception perhaps of Sun opposite Saturn. But I think it turned into a potentially euphoric situation where, markets were up, everyone started drinking the Kool-Aid, so to speak, and now looks like we are on the cusp of reversing. So we'll see how we shake out. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Looking at the Dow, we see that we formed that high on the 16th, which was 2 days after that Sun Saturn opposition and 2 days after the Mars trine Pluto. And then that was also 2 days before the Venus trine Jupiter. So we're, basically formed a high right in the middle between those two signatures, and now we're selling off into Friday. We'll see if this momentum spills over into the following week. Want to take a look at the Nasdaq as well, and this is key because the Nasdaq is leading the market lower. And as we look forward into the next few days, we note that Mars will be ingressing into the sign of Gemini, beginning an 8-month journey, a highly unusual period for Mars, the god of war and aggression and energy. And so, are we going to see volatility pick up in these next several months? Time will tell. But more importantly, as it pertains to the Nasdaq, is that Uranus will be going retrograde, beginning a retrograde motion on the 24th of August. So Uranus rules tech, and we've seen the Nasdaq lead during this rally coming out of the lows from June. So, is this the start of another period of underperformance? That could be detrimental to the equity recovery. Time will tell. But we do know is that Uranus also rules breaks of support or resistance levels. Uranus is the surprise planet, full of unexpected twists and turns. So if we come down into a key support zone, does it turn into a false breakdown followed by a springboard back higher? Or does this turn out to be a sucker's rally whereby we basically just continue in the bear market that was in effect for most of this year, despite some of the improvements we've seen under the surface of the market? I want to take a look at interest rates real quick as well, because starting to trek back higher after forming a low in the beginning of August. That was right around the time we had that Mars-Uranus North Node conjunction in the sign of Taurus. So very important key turns in currency markets, which are leading to interest rates rising in the United States. And it's a really interesting situation because as commodity prices go up, interest rates are going up, and that's creating a rally in the dollar. The US dollar continues to exhibit notable strength. So interest rates going out near the highs of the week. Want to take a look at a chart of the US dollar. This is only updated as of Thursday, but making new highs as well. We see that low formed around the 10th of August and now going out near the highs of the week. So we call that the carry trade in mainstream finance, so to speak. Basically, you short the currency that has a lower interest rate like the euro or the Japanese yen, and buy the currency that has a higher interest rate like the US dollar. So I think this all plays into the Uranus and Taurus boom bust in currencies. We're definitely seeing a boom in the US dollar. And since Uranus is changing directions in Taurus, I think keeping a close eye on the US dollar in the next couple of weeks. Look for a breakout perhaps, or maybe a reversal back lower. But I think we have to pay close attention to the US dollar in these next couple of weeks. So let's take a look at crude oil too, because crude oil had a pretty interesting week, fell to a new multi-month low, but recovered nicely right around the trine aspect between Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter is a co-ruler of crude oil together with Neptune. So seeing a nice reversal here. We'll see if this rally lasts, but definitely a main driver, a key driver of inflation expectations. So we need to just be aware that if crude oil starts to rally back higher again, look for inflation expectations to rise. So I want to wrap this week up with looking at the charts of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin selling off pretty hard into the weekend. And this price action is in alignment with our expectations as we've outlined in the MMA cryptocurrency reports, daily and weekly reports. Highly suggest that you check it out because we've been all over what is turning out to be a bear market rally. So if you want to find out what our downside objectives are, check us out at www.mmacycles.com and look at the cryptocurrency report. So Bitcoin going out near the week's lows. Same thing for Ethereum, although Ethereum continues to hold up better than Bitcoin, but could turn out to just be a lower high with respect to the longer term downtrend. So that's pretty much all the time that I had for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check us out at www.mmacycles.com. And also would encourage you, if you're interested, to check out our upcoming MMA investment retreat in Troy, Michigan between the 9th of September and the 11th of September. So we're going to be gathering in person to review some of our methodology if you're interested in learning how we conduct geocosmic financial analysis, as well as providing a forecast for some other, several key markets. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching www.mmacycles.com. Have a great weekend. Thank you.